Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Curt Roof Mounted Cargo Basket here in our 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now guys, of course, a lot of cargo space here in the Grand Cherokee. However, you start finding yourself piling everybody on the inside, filling up those seats, and taking over a little bit of a limited cargo space in the back. It can be nice to go ahead and grab ourselves a little bit more room for that cargo. So, of course, this can be a great little pickup if you find yourself doing a lot of road tripping and one of those big items up there. One little thing too with it that's nice though, guys, if you have a lot of kids that are maybe getting in those sports, getting dirty, getting gross, and they have all those duffel equipment, can be nice to go ahead, keep those from actually getting in the inside of our vehicle and getting it dirty and just getting them up on top. So, has a lot of uses even if you don't find yourself taking those big long trips. However, it'll be right there waiting for us if we ever do find ourselves. Now, of course, you will have to go ahead and grab yourself a roof rack system to make it work. Now, personally, I really like the aero bars on there. A, just because I think the aero bars look nicer. B, they're getting a little bit more aerodynamic look, but it's also getting you that aerodynamic function, but it also just kind of seems to fit better here on these guys. You can see those kind of like long mounts for ourselves, and we'll break that down in the installation of exactly how those guys work, but I just think they work just a little bit better. Still have that nice low profile design. It is going to be made of a steel construction with a black powder coat finish. So as long as we are treating it kindly, you know, trying to avoid those dings and those scrapes, it should be lasting on our vehicle for a long time. So nice that we can leave it out in the weather. I could also be seeing ourselves taking it off every time we're not leaving it in long uses. I would try to keep it out of winter, of course. Those winter elements really going to take a toll on it. However, still going to be working well for ourselves if we need to use it at that time. Well, we are going to have 150 pounds of weight capacity as well, so we have no trouble getting most everything we need on our roof. The one thing with that, though, guys, let's make sure we are checking our vehicle's owner's manual guide to make sure that we aren't exceeding our roof limit. I think we're going to be okay here on the Jeep Grand Cherokee. However, never hurts to go ahead and check that. Well, guys, let's go ahead, hop to, see how we can get it installed. All right, guys, to get this installed, of course, we're going to go ahead and lay over our roof basket on top of our bars. Of course, being nice and gentle with it can really help. Of course, keep that powder coat nice on the underside, but also just to prevent any damage to our rack or the underside or the top of our car. Then we are going to go ahead and take our pads. Here you can see we already have 3 of them installed. They're very simple to do. First steps first, we're going to go ahead and disassemble it. And then we simply want to slot this plastic spacer between our basket and our roof bars. As you can see, it's going to have that little slot. Those hinges are going to fit perfectly right there. Then we take our bracket, throw it back right on top, and then start slotting our U-bolt from the underside, just like so. Now, as you guys can see, you can do it from down here, or you can jump up. Now, one thing to take note of too, our towers here in our Rhino rack are going to be specific for us. You guys might have a different roof rack at home, but just keep in mind that U-bolt is going to be going on the underside of your roof bar, so make sure it's not interacting with your towers or anything else that might be on the underside. One thing I do like though, plenty of clearance here today on our Jeep Grand Cherokee for ourselves. And I think we actually have a very low profile bar, so I think we're all going to be doing quite well for ourselves of getting on ours, no matter what our bars are. And all we have to do is simply start tightening down these knobs. Now, I think this system works really well with aero bars. As you can see, you have that nice flat surface that it's conforming to. However, it will fit on most of our bars that we have, round, square, factory, or aero. And again, though, I do just like how they work on the aero bars. And you're just seeing a lot of accessories keeping that aero design in mind. So all we have to do now, though, guys, is tighten down these knobs and we will be nice and secure and installed. Well, as you guys saw, that installation really doesn't take too much to it. Of course, you're going to have a little bit of inner assembly here just to get your basket actually assembled, but that doesn't take too much more than to get these bolts set in place. One thing I really like about it too, pretty lightweight, easy to throw up on there and start getting those pads set in no time at all. Taking a look though, you can see you have a nice little grid option here for yourselves. Nothing going to be too wide. Of course, right here in the middle is going to be your widest, about 4 fingers there or so. In the between, you can go ahead and actually see that spacing. You're looking about 4.5 inches for that middle segment, well, about 3 inches on that inner one, just to give you guys an idea of that spacing. Talking about dimensions as well though, let's go ahead and make sure we can start interacting this with our own roof racks at home. So today here on our Rhino Rack Vortex bar, we are going to be sitting, and just to double check myself, on that underside from the roof rack to the other side is going to be putting us at 1 5/8 inches to the underside of there, guys. While our max height is going to be putting us at 7 1/4 to the top there. So not going to be adding too much room. I even find ourselves probably being able to pull this into the garage with no trouble at all. Also maybe getting those drive-throughs for sure with no problem. Just keep in mind, as you start stacking that cargo, you are going to be adding height to the top of this basket. Talking about that fairing though, it is going to give you a little bit of wind drag reduction, which is always nice. Cut down a little bit on that wind noise, but also just a little bit of a bug shield splatter guard, of course. Now, one thing with it, you can take it out. However, you do need the included tools to do so. It's not the easiest to take off, but that can be nice to go ahead, pop that out, and then you get full access to these corners. You guys can see you have these big open corners. That's great. If you got to fit any lumber or anything through it, anything that's very long, you can go ahead and squeeze those through, and that way you can just go ahead and get some of your longer items also on your journey. One thing about it too, guys, that I really like, you can see not taking up too much room here on the Jeep for ourselves. You have about 20 inches going forward and about 13 going back here to this back hatch. So plenty of room to open this hatch. You guys also, if you want, can pick up a 21-inch extension for this guy, which makes it great to actually take full effect of our SUV here. What's going to be great too though, or one thing to look out for, I should say, you might have that glass panel up at the top there. If you guys are worried about that moonroof or that sunroof getting a little bit covered by your cargo, that's just one thing that is going to happen as you guys throw things up on there. What's nice though, this guy isn't taking up too much room on that front one for ourselves there. So that extension is going to start taking up that roof space, of course. So just keep that in mind as you guys are going. Now, if you guys are just a little vertically challenged, totally okay. We do have a little bit of solution too to help you guys get all your cargo loaded up. This is the Moki doorstep, that right line gear. Makes it really easy to go ahead, pop open your door here, get this step, slide it right into that door hinge. Makes it really easy to give yourself a step. Makes it really easy to load stuff up, especially if you guys, need that little extra boost. It can be helpful, and that way you can keep all of your dirty feet and your shoes and stuff, all that mud, keep that from actually getting inside your vehicle on those seats, just kind of degrading those seats for yourselves, and that way makes it really easy to go ahead and load everything up. Well, guys, as you guys saw, with that installation not taking too much time and this being really easy to go ahead, get up on there ourselves, and having plenty of cargo space, this can be nice to go ahead and get yourself a lot more cargo space on your Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now, one little thing with it, guys, it is, of course, probably pretty easy for somebody to come up and take off. So if you do find yourself on those long road trips or somewhere where you just don't really want to have to keep in mind if your basket is staying attached to your vehicle, I highly recommend taking a look at the Yakima Off-Grid. It's going to be a great little roof basket up on there, and it actually does have locking core capabilities to make sure it stays to your vehicle when it is left unattended. And of course, Yakima always got that style in mind, so it does look very good here on the Jeep. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for our look at the Curt Roof Mounted Cargo Basket here on our Jeep Grand Cherokee 2021. I'm Bobby. Thank you guys for watching.